Hello, welcome. Today we're doing more blue quests to unlock Beast Tribe quests. And yeah, Final Fantasy XIV. We're in the Shadowbringers zone. And let's get into it. This means we're friends now, right? That it does. That's good then. It's just, I've never had a friend before. I'm not sure where to go from here. I was wondering though, why did my mother bring you to see me? Was it all her idea? Is that why you're being so nice to me? I guess even if that was true, you're no less of a good sort for agreeing to it. I know my mother worries about me being alone all the time, but I can't even talk to her without getting defensive. How can she expect me to get along with anyone else? You've met lots of folk on your travels, haven't you? If you've some tricks to help me talk to the other villagers, I'd like to hear 'em. You know, this might be the longest conversation I've had in a good while. Must be because we're friends now, eh? A dwarf needs a good lolly-ho. Aye, in that case I'll need your help after all. I don't think I could stand to have anyone else watching over me. You do have one of the best lolly-hos I've seen, so with you guiding me, maybe I've got a chance to improve. But I can't skip straight to greeting people and spending time on my automata is what caused me problems in the first place. No, my only option now is monsters, preferably ones what's shaped like a person. Come on, then. I'm off to find me a practice partner. The twitchy lad there should do the trick. As long as I don't make myself a threat, he shouldn't have a reason to attack us. Hey, you there, two legs looking at me when I'm talking to you. Wait, that's not right. The greeting. Gotta practice the greeting. Lolly, oh, my hands are shaking. Lolly, hey, you big lump of useless golem garbage. Oops. I didn't mean it. I take it back. That garbage bit. Ah, this was not part of the plan. I'm sorry I made a mess of things. Damn it all to the deepest mine shaft. Why? Why can't I do it? I'm a bloody dwarf, ain't I? Bernat has fled in his frustration. Perhaps he needs a friendly rally to his spirits. I'll never be a proper dwarf. Dwarf. You came after me. You really are a kind soul, aren't you? And I'm still kind of a prickly sort, but I do dream of helping the other villagers with my smithing skills, just like the great Watts did. It's just that I spent my whole life tinkering with automata instead of learning how to speak to folk. I've always been awkward. And that got worse when I realized people were avoiding me. It made me angry, made me throw up walls and shut others out. Then it wasn't long before no one would come anywhere near me. Soon you'll have to leave too, and then I'll be alone again. There are people out there willing to give you a chance. You're still trying to help me. I suppose I could give it another try. A clumsy lolly-ho might be better than no lolly-ho at all. Right, my mind's made up. I can do this. Be the dwarf I need to be. You'll be there with me, though, right? I'm ready. Are you ready? I'm going back into that village to give him my best lolly-ho. You are coming with me, aren't you? Good. I'll start with one of the friendlier folks. Here we go. Alright, what can I do for you, lass? Lolly, 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 lot. Ah, leaving hobgoblins on it. Are you mad at me or something? Can't give up yet. Maybe someone quieter, gentler now. Gently now. What do you want with me? Lolly, lolly, eek. I gave it back, Ron. I swear I don't have your hammer. My nerves keep getting the best of me. Maybe I should just stick to automata. No, I can do this. I'll not let you down after all you've done for me. Yes, dear. Hello, young Ronnet. Was there something you needed? Lolly, lolly, lolly. Uh, Be the dwarf you want to be. Lolly ho. Lolly ho. Lolly ho. Now that's what I call a greeting, dear. Well done. I've never heard of a lolly ho like that before, Ronit. You damn near knocked me off my feet. I almost thought you were going to strike old Ziamut there. How ridiculous. Our Ronit would never do such a thing. He's a bit excitable, I'll grant you. But those angry words don't speak for a sweetheart. Who do you think dreamed up and built my helpful automaton here? It's even strong enough to carry me should I need it. Now, Ronit, you've shown what you can do. How about you give a nice greeting to these good folk as well? Lolly ho. Lolly ho, Ronit. I fear may have misjudged you. Lolly ho. A good greeting is so reassuring. And here I thought you didn't like me. Nor me. If you've the time, I like to see the plans for that helper you built. An automaton strong enough to carry a full-grown dwarf. Incredible. Of course, I don't dislike any of you, and I'd be glad to share how I built my inventions. That's a promise then. We'll be seeing you on it. I can't believe it. Good for you, dear. I think a little gratitude towards your friend here might be in order, Now, if you'll excuse me, this old lady has to do and nary enough time to do them in. Did you see that? I greeted people properly, and they greeted me back. Folk wanted to talk to me for the first time in my life, and it's all thanks to you. Oh, you have to come and meet my mother again so I can introduce her to my friend. I've never felt so happy. Oh, hello, you two. Lolly ho. Lolly ho. Well, polish my helm and shine my horns. Ronit, you learned to give a proper greeting. Nothing to it. I had a little help from a friend, though. Well. What did I tell you, eh? I knew you'd be a good influence on my Ronit. You've done for him what his own mother couldn't, and for that I'm deeply thankful. I never thought I'd see the day. It's the oddest thing. After I'd managed the first lolly-ho, the next one came easier, and now I never want to stop. Well, I'm guessing you've got places to be. Just be sure to come back and visit sometime. Not that I'll be lonely or anything. See you soon, yo. Yeah. Okay, I can't do this while the tree's attacking me too. Looks like I gotta wait on Shadowbringer Fates unless somebody's already doing them. Okay, so this is a continuation of an Aetheryte quest I did off stream. I'm grateful to have you with me, yo. Thank you again. So, look, sir, I believe you have more tasks for me. Still here, are you? Yes, tasks. There is a Talos of mine that's taking far too long to make its return. Probably busily tussling with some dim-witted predator. Go and see how it fares and chase off anything slowing it down. But all the, you mean that Talos. Pray follow my lead, yo. We'll find the Talos in question to the southwest of here, and I've no doubt there'll be dim-witted predators aplenty for you to deal with. Oh, I guess his dungeon queued up while he was in the Fate. Either that or he just left. Either way. Okay, yeah, so I can do Fates with one other person, depending on the Fate. Well, I'm glad you were here. They must have burrowed beneath the plates. I know so, like, implied the talos were still moving, but as you can see, once upon a time there'd be a line of these contraptions hauling materials down the shipyard step by ponderous step, which incidentally is how the slow road supposedly earned its name. But after Daedalus Stoneworks closed down from some 15 summers ago, there was no one left to make or maintain their creations. One by one, the Talos slowly fell into despair. This particular worker was damaged during that stray eater rampage, and it hasn't shifted in Ilm ever since. It was always Loic's favorite. Come, let us make our report. If only I had. Say, like, way, sir. You has cleared away the pests who were bothering your Talos. It should be left alone for the time being. Excellent news, but I expect he'll need a good polishing when he returns. The most troublesome ones are often the most endearing, eh? Oh, sir. You've done me a fine service. Thank you. Indeed, thank you, Yo. I never could have fought such creatures myself. If I might impose upon you for the next task as well. Thank you again for staying. I honestly could not do this without you. Salekre, sir. Were there any more tasks you had for us? Just one last thing. I want you to gather some pretty flowers from this split hole as a gift from my darling wife. She went out for her usual walk, but has not deigned to come home. I fear I may have said something to sour her mood. I understand. We shall gather a lovely bouquet for her then. Well, Yo, will you accompany me to the Cape for some flower picking? Me, you didn't know what it looked like. This is almost pleasant, isn't it? Aside from the aggressive wildlife, of course. I should tell you about Say Leclerc's wife. She was killed in the Eater incident, although I imagine you already suspected as much. They made such a sweet couple. Every day they would walk up this cape hand in hand, and she would gaze out over the flowers with this warm, contented smile. Zeklik himself has some training as a warrior. He would guard her as if she were a princess. And her gallant knight, I'm sorry, it's just... Wounds of the heart are slow to mend. That they are. And simply having someone there to share the grief can be enough to carry us through another day. It has been but a year, and we are still suffering. Some seek to bury the misery beneath cheery faces, and others yet trapped in the memories of the past. Say, Louquet, I fear, is one of the latter. But if a bouquet of flowers is what it takes to help him work through his sadness, then I would pick every bloom from this cape. Will you give me a hand to find some prettier flowers? For I think of it as a tribute to the deceased. This questline's dark. Okay. That's good. That's a nice counterbalance to the dwarf questline. And you need both to unlock the dwarf beast tribe quests. Let's see what we have. Yes, these are beautiful, thank you. Saklek will be pleased. Let's take them back to Stonegazer before they get crushed in some scuffle. If I could but start that day over. We made it, and the flowers are none the worse for wear. Seklik, Yo and I have returned with the bouquet for your wife. Ah, splendid, thank you. Now perhaps she will come. Oh, that's depressing. She will come back too. Sir. Euless, forgive me. I have asked such a cruel thing of you. And I must apologize to you as well, Yo. My beloved wife, my dear neighbors, so many gone. After it happened, despair became my only company. I could not even save my closest friend when his torment was plain for all to see. I could never forgive myself. So I embraced this delusion, thinking that maybe if I had tried hard enough, if I truly believed they were still alive, that the events of the day would fade away like the nightmare it was. But I succeeded only in hurting those around me. I understand why you did what you did, sir. Truly I do. You always were such a sweet child. I will place the flowers you brought on her grave should she would have loved them. As for me assuming the role of mayor, I am sorry, but I cannot give you a decision just yet. Take as long as you need. In fact, I might need a little time to recover myself. Yo, if you would give me a moment or two. I'm grateful for your understanding, and the flowers you brought my wife would have very much approved of the selection. My wife would have very much approved of the selection. Thank you for your patience, yo. Sackler Ray still appears to be wrestling with his thoughts, but perhaps we can help him come to a decision. Sir, I don't mean to press you, but might you have arrived at an answer to my proposal? Ah, not exactly, no. There's another matter I have yet to reconcile. Would you mind sharing this matter with us? Well, it goes back to the day that the Eater attacked the village. I was taking my turn as lookout here at Stonegazer. It's a duty we take very seriously. They say when the tower was originally built, in the time before the flood, they were worried about dwarves and mountain bandits, but these days... Yes, there is far worse prowling around, and I failed to spot it. The Sin Eater which came that day did not appear as the other monstrosities I have seen. From a distance, it simply looked like a person. I wanted to be sure before I rang the warning bell, but I waited too long. Many who could have fled died because of my hesitation. How could a man of such faulty judgment ever serve you as mayor? What comfort can I offer those whose loved ones were needlessly slain? None. Not whilst the abomination itself roams free to kill again. You would take the vengeance on our behalf? That is good, for we are powerless before its might. Should the Eater show its cursed face again, then I pray you are strong as you appear. I know nothing of the roads you have walked or the battles you have fought, so I can but echo what Seklek has said. Our prayers will be for your victory. Well, sir, you've heard Yo's words. Talk of vengeance aside, I do not believe the villagers, either living or dead, hold you responsible for the actions of that monster. And yet, I cannot fault you for wanting to remain distant. Please forgive me for pestering you so. Nay, 'tis I who should beg forgiveness. Though you've lost as much as anyone, I left you to shoulder the burden of leadership alone. I like this song. All will be well with you back among us again. Come, let us return to the village. As I said, it's unsafe to linger out here for long. Yo, one last escort back to right if you would. My thanks for your protection, yo. not to mention your unfailing patience. It is my hope that now Sekwek has unburdened his mind to us, his heart will be that tiniest bit lighter. I, for one, feel ready to face another day. After all, I have my friends and neighbors here to help me face it. There was one last thing I wanted to show both you and Sekwek. It has to do with Wright's traditional industry. If you were interested in taking a look. Ah, good. I was worried you'd have enough for me. My last errand for you then will be to have word with Sekwek and bring him to the barley fields at the front of the village. I'll be there tending to the crops until you arrive. Oh, yo, I am grateful for your understanding and the flowers you brought. My wife would have very much approved of the selection. Now, was there something you wish to discuss with me? And this Euless wants me there as well, does she? Well, we had best head over to the fields then. How long has it been since I set foot in these fields? This is what I wanted to show you. This barley crop right here. This was your father's plot, wasn't it? And you've been tending to it in his absence? Every single day, I wanted to see his plans come true. His plans? Yes, he dreamed of restoring things to how the history books said they once were, before the flood ruined everything. Our village has long been known as a place of artisans. Even the name Wright is a nod to all the craftsmen that once made their home here. In years gone by, it said a line of tallows would stretch down the road, arms bearing lumber, and the shipyard would echo with calls of shipwrights hard at work. And when the day was done, they would gather here to share an ale in the village. My father, he'd hoped to brew that traditional Wright ale with the barley from this crop, to one day tap a barrel with his family and dear friends and raise a toast to the future. Sekwek, yo, will you raise a mug with me when that day comes? Of course I will. Ah, but my dear girl, the land here does not nourish the crops as it once did. I fear it will be some time ere you'll have barley fit for the ale you have in mind. In the meantime, will you help me with the rest of Clifdol's plans? The rest? He wanted things the way they once were, did he not? Then we must first recover from the tragedy which was visited upon us. There is no simple solution, but I mean to do what I can to lead our community out of this mirror of pain and grief. Assuming you are still willing to have me as mayor. Yes, of course, sir. Thank you. I was set to live out the rest of my life in denial, but you and Ulysses have opened the eyes of this old fool to what needs to be done, and for that you have my thanks. Now, I had best get to work. I have folk to talk to and plans to make. When you're finished here, Ulysses, I should appreciate your assistance. Well, yo, I think this is where we finally part ways. Thank you again for all you have done for us. The people of right will go on, even under the weight of our sorrow. It might not happen this day or the next, but together we'll find ways to make things better, to recapture the prosperity this village once had. I look forward to when you next visit. With any luck, I'll be waiting to put a frothing mug of right brewed ale in your hand. Now that's available. Yo, I was hoping you'd come back to see me. Eh, lolly ho. After you left, I said lolly ho to every soul I could find, and now the whole village has started talking to me. A couple of the lads are even helping me to invent some new automata. I am well on my way to becoming the most famous smithy in Tamra. But if I'm to be a truly legendary blacksmith, there's just one little thing I'm missing. A good drop of grog. It ain't that Tamara brews are bad, but if I could get my hands on the extra fine fermented beverage, then I reckon my work would really take off. So, any idea where I might find a barrel of the good stuff? Right, ale. And this drink once put their village on the map, eh? Well then, I'd best take a trip down the cliff and have a chat with their leader. You're coming with me, ain't you? Feels like everyone's staring at me. Maybe this wasn't such a good idea. A dwarf visitor. How unusual. Well, look who it is. Yo, how wonderful to see you again. Since last you were here, I have been officially appointed as mayor of Wright. As such, my days have grown busy with visits to neighboring settlements to reacquaint myself with the region's politics. My old bones protest at the exercise, to say naught of the strain upon my rusty facilities. Speaking of visits, I see you've arrived with a companion. I'm Ronit of Tamara Village. Don't think just because I'm smaller and you and that, Lally Ho. Lally Ho. Oh, I've heard about this. It's a traditional dwarven greeting, is it not? I see. Well, let us not ignore the customs of our guests. Lally Ho. Lally Ho. Eh, not bad for first timers, not bad at all. Everyone's happy when their lolly ho gets a lolly ho. Now let's see a barrel of your tastiest grog. I beg your pardon. I'm not sure I follow. Well, I'm afraid we're still struggling to improve the fertility of the land itself. As yet, we're unable to grow barley of sufficient quantity and quality of brood, the ale of which we were once famous. It's a matter of trial and error at this point. I'm sorry to disappoint you. Here now, what's with the sour faces? You just need something to liven up the soil, am I right? You some experience with cultivating fields, Master Ronet? Not exactly, but I think I might be able to help all the same. Come on, yo. We need to make a quick trip back to Tomra. Can he truly help us feed our fields? It sounds too good to be true. I have no idea what Master Ronak plans might be, but with you involved, we can at least rest easy that not bad will come of them. Do, 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 do. Visiting with young Rona again, are you? About time you showed up. See, I remember something Zimut told me once. Zimut, can you tell me that story about Amity again? The bit about the trading goods? The villagers in Right are having trouble growing crops in their scratchy fields, and I wanted to do something to help. Hmm, you've got, you're thinking of the rock crossbait we used to trade to yield more rock phosphate, and that's the fertilizer, is it? Aye, crushed into small bits, you can spread it over a field to enrich the soil. But the old seam was mined out years ago, and I've not heard if we've come across another. That sounds perfect. You know, aside from there not being any left, no one kept a stockpile then. Well, they might still have a chunk or two over in Amity. That was where the old trading house used to stand. Neutral ground, after all. Right, to Amity I go. I suppose you'd best come along. That boy's come a long way in a short time, and I've a good idea why. Our Ronit's lucky to have a friend like you. Now that's a thal, if I'm not mistaken. Right. Lolly ho. Well now, if isn't one of the thals come to visit, a fine lolly ho to you, sir. I've come looking for rock phosphate. I just need a handful, assuming you've got any. The yellowish fertilizer stuff, I reckon we had some stashed away someplace. Might be as you'll find a chunk of it hiding in one of the old trading crates. Go ahead and take a handful if that's all you want. I can just have it? That's very kind of you. And he just walks away. Phew. I'm glad you were here. Still a bit nervous greeting outsiders. Anyway, let's get to cracking open these crates. Keep an eye out for anything yellow and lumpy. If I was a hunk of rock phosphate, where would I be? You find a small chunk of yellow-hued stone. It appears to match the description of rock phosphate. Any luck on your end? Aye, just look at that color. This has to be the stuff. Now I've got a good size sample. I can build an automaton to sniff out a new steam of phosphate. This'll be one of my best inventions yet. While I'm throwing that together, I need you to head back to Wright and tell those folk to meet me on the west side of Tomra. I'll make sure everything's assembled and ready before you arrive. Even if naught comes of this, I want you to know we appreciate all you've done. A mineral fertilizer, you say? The name does sound vaguely familiar. We've experimented with all manner of composts over the years, but I'm willing to try anything to rejuvenate our fields. I wonder if another seam of this precious rock can still be found. We can but put our faith in Master Ronet. Come, let us not be late for our meeting. Whoops. Nope. I was right. It's all good. All good. Huh. Oh, good. I just finished testing my new model. Behold, the mineral finding marvel that is the Orphound Ogre. Such a colorful name, and this contraption is meant to sniff out syphilis sauce phosphate for us. Is it? You just watch and see. Sensors activated. Is that what I think it is? Astounding. You invented a servant to not only track down rock phosphate, but also carve it out and cart it back. How did you accomplish such a feat? You learn a thing or two when you aim to be the best damn blacksmith this village ever saw. I thought the shuddling bucket of bolts would lead me to you, young Ronet. The eldermost elder. Ah, you must be Chief Salmon. I am Sekwe, Mayor of Right. Master Ronet here was just... No need to explain. Zioma already told me everything. It seems you've been working your beards thin for Wright's folk and their harvesting woes, eh? A fine example of Thal's diligence, my boy. Master Ronet, we are truly grateful for the lengths to which you have gone to assist us in our hour of need. Now, hold on a moment. I'm only doing this so I can get some fine ale to drink. Ale, you're too young to drink, you snot-nosed stripling. What's wrong with admitting you was just trying to help? Chief Salmat, you cannot say it straight out like that. I am building an image here. Hmm. With your permission, Chief Sama, we would like to take this rock phosphate back to our village. You have our promise that we shall put it to good purpose, and one day we return the favor with our best barrel of right ale. That's a deal I can get behind. I think it's high time we Thals reopen trade with our neighbors. Just leave the delivery to me, but first I need to speak with my friends and build a few more ore hounds. Did you hear that, sir? Instead of Talos, we shall soon have a line of automata rolling into the village. Once more have you shown us the path forward, and that is not the only thing I must thank you for. I don't think I have enjoyed such heartfelt laugh in many a moon. I bless the day you came into our lives and changed our fate for the better. This kindness will not be forgotten. And I could say much the same. I'd still be alone with my automata if you hadn't come along when you did. All them folk who gave me wary frowns now greet me with a smile. Well, I'd best be headed off. If I'm to be known as Master Ronet, the greatest blacksmith who ever lived, then I've still got plenty of work to do. I'll be seeing you, yo. Ollie ho. and the quest for the tribe quest does not appear because it is a crafting tribe quest line. And my crafting level is 20, so I cannot. But I can move on to the next set of unlocks, and I'll unlock it once I level up my crafting to that point and stream the unlock. If I ever get there. But still, it was worth it just for the nice little side story there. Guess that's the second part of the chain. The first part of the chain is there. This is for a Disciple of Hand unlock, so I'm not sure if it'll let me do it, but I'm pretty sure it'll show me a quest I can't do. But that'll be at the end of this. It's always nice to get some stories from the first anyway. Shadowbringers is probably my favorite expansion in terms of aesthetic. So both of these are continuations of Aether quests I did off stream. Sorry about that. I don't remember the story as much as I would like to admit. So we're both gonna just like jump into it. But first, I'm going to take a break. Oh, okay. I'm back. Now let's get into it. He seems to be serious about this. Scree. Oh, great serpent, I beseech you, grant me the strength to defend the Knight's Bless, to stay the impending calamity that threatens the great word. Scree. I can't believe this is happening. Look, if you want to keep that thing as a pet, I won't stop you. But we really should return home. No, you're right. To remain here any longer could place the great serpent in danger. But the question is, how do we transport it? I will not stand to see the great serpent debase itself, crawling on its belly like a snake. Just pick up the damn thing and let's go. By the abyss, Balan, show some respect. I should be the one to carry it, but I fear I am yet unworthy of such a burden. But you could protect the great serpent from threats of the great wood. By the beasts or sin-eaters, be they beasts or sin-eaters. And now you mean to drag Master Matoya's guest into your schemes? What will the others think when she walks into the Slitherberg posting that thing about? Here, put it in this sack. I will do no such thing. It's clean, dry, and most importantly, you can bring it into Slitherborough unnoticed. Fine. Listen, Yo. The fate of the great 12's quite literally rests in your hands. It goes without saying we can't afford any mishaps. I suppose we've no choice but to help him. I'll go ahead and find a place to keep his pet away from prying eyes. Deliver the snake snack to him. Tread carefully, Yo. I will follow shortly after. Here should be safe for now at least. Let's have another look at the great serpent, shall we? If Mother finds out about this, no shadow will be dark enough to hide from her wrath. Good work, you two. Oh, can you believe it? The divine protector of the great word here in Slitherberg. Within a sack of burlap did the champion carry the divine beast, and beneath the slithering burrows of the great word did they find shelter. Chapter 31, verse 5 in the Gospel of Quinfort. Pay him no mind, he's merely referring to a stream diary. For the last time, it is not a diary. Have you forgotten how the gospel foretold the events of that fateful day 2 years ago? How can I when you remind me of it every day? You continue to doubt me, but soon you'll see. Together the great serpent and I will save this village, and all the greats would from oblivion. Scree. What have we gotten ourselves into? Why did the great serpent choose this form, I wonder? I hope you're satisfied now that your new pet is safe here in Slitherborough. And thank you, Yo. I now understand what's been troubling my friend all this time. I feared this might strain our friendship. But I don't believe this is something we can't overcome. Take care, and may the shadows keep you. Wait. Please, Quinfort, there's no need to involve her in this any longer. I've been giving thought to the great serpent's chosen form, and I think I now understand why it chose to present itself to us in this way. Look closely at the pattern of its scales. I believe they represent the network of currents by which ether flows throughout Raktiga, the very life force of the great wood. And there, the scar that intersects them there on its belly, it's an omen of the coming calamity that would disrupt the flow of life in the great wood. Quinfort stopped. It's just a scratch, probably from a rock as it slithered, or rolled, or did whatever it does to make its way through the forest. All these signs and still he refuses to see. Like all others, if the great wood is to be saved, it's up to us. I can only assume you remain at my side in hopes of receiving some generous compensation. If that's what it takes, so be it. That scar on the great serpent's belly calls to mind Lazaret's conquests. That is where you will find the source of this ill omen. Bring it to me and you will have the reward you seek. I should remind you that he's still only an apprentice. I wouldn't expect much, if anything, for your troubles. That is what happens when you spend too much time around interesting individuals. Still, I can't deny that life would be boring without him. Don't worry about us. I'll make sure nothing happens to Quinfort or his new pet. I will stay and keep watch over the great serpent. You survey the surroundings, but find nothing out of the ordinary. Something in the water catches your eye. You brush away the dirt and find a charm of some sort. Fort will no doubt be interested to see what you found. You found something, truly. Come, Yo, show me what you found. Could it be a charm of some sort? It was exactly where you said it'd be. That means your visions were. Now do you believe in the Great Serpent? Fine, the Great Serpent is real. More importantly, that charm seems familiar. I think I've seen the children use them for their incantations. Yes, I'm sure of it. My father once found one while hunting in the woods. If memory serves, they can be used to invoke powerful fire spells after absorbing enough ether by the abyss if they plan to use them to siphon the Great Sword's life force. My vision will at last come to pass. Haha. Why are you laughing? Don't you realize how serious this is? This isn't that flow of ether you were talking about converges here at Slitherborough, doesn't it? It's why we have that large aetherite outside. If the flow is disrupted, our crops would wither, the land would be rendered barren, animals would die. It would mean the end of our village, and all of it would likely follow. Oh, Great One, I beseech you once more, grant us the strength and the wisdom to avert this terrible crisis. Seeing them like this makes the whole thing seem like nonsense. But there's no design. Quinfort has been right about what would happen thus far. We have to figure out what the children are up to before it's too late. I never thought I'd say this, but I think I might believe Quinfort. The will of the wood would see us bring Slitherborough and all of Raxiga back from the brink. O Great Serpent, show us the way. Show us how we might deliver our people from certain destruction. If anyone sees that thing, they're going to kick it out of the village. Then where would we be? We have precious little time to concern ourselves with the others. What's more, the Great Serpent has blessed us with another sign of what's to come. What is to come? What is it this time? Behold the scales of its belly, and you will see the scar that marked those soul's conquest has vanished. However, a new scar has appeared closer to its tail. The children would threaten another site of great power, and judging by the shape of this scar, I have no doubt it's near Dyer's Wash. They must be stopped. Agreed, though I fear only one of us is actually up to the task. And are you certain about that scar? I didn't see anything of the sort on its tail. At any rate, I think it'd be for the best if you went to investigate. We've already found proof the children are up to something. It would be foolish not to press further. Perhaps the will of the wood will give us another sign while you're away. Yeah. Go quickly, yo, and may the will of the woods guide your steps. This is all becoming rather strange, isn't it? Goodness, now what you'll find out there next. If the fates are kind, they won't be children. Do not interfere with our work. These woods must be cleansed. Fool, you cannot stop us. She defeated our spiders. Let us away, there is still work to be done. The children of Everlasting Dark have escaped into the woods. Give chase that you might learn more of their schemes. Among these children's belongings, you find a scroll detailing their plans to cleanse the forest. Oh, thank goodness you're back. Quinfort has been praying ever since you left, though it sounds to me like an endless stream of incoherent babble. I was almost tempted to risk accompanying you. Your return, though that is no surprise. I entreated the gods for your protection with a hymn from the Gospel of Quinfort. They could not deny my plea. Shadows give me strength. Yo, were you able to find anything? A coordinated strike to cut off the flows of ether to Slitherberg. It beggars belief that they could love the forest so, yet be so blind to its needs. We needs no further proof of what the children are up to. We have to tell the others, defend the sites they mean to befoul and destroy those magic containers. Explaining how we came to know all this will prove difficult, of course, but I'll not see all your hard work wasted. We must also give thanks to the great serpent who sensed the children's ill intent, the divine protector who thought us worthy vessels to carry out his work. My heart swells to know that the will of the wood smiles upon us so. Your pet, I mean the great serpent, it's gone. It was here just a moment ago. We should go look for it. No, my friend, the great serpent has fulfilled its duty in protecting the great wood, and so it returns to slumber. Is that so? Perhaps it really was the great serpent. If you truly mean that, Valan, then perhaps you are ready to learn the truth of its origins. And I would start from the very beginning. It begins with the sizable crucible on Lake Tussle Mekta, we know as fruit of the Protector. If the legends are true, it dates back to a time preceding the Empire of Ronka. There he goes. I suspect I'll be getting an earful for the rest of the day. But I think our work here is finally done. I wish there was some way I could repay you for all your help. Though I could probably go while he's still swept up in his lectures. Take care, yo. Hopefully we'll meet again soon. Though this is largely an assumption based on my visions noted in chapter 2, verse 17 in the Gospel of Come back here, Valen. I still have to tell you about the serpent's influence on the founding of Ronka. Okay. There's so many quests here. I'll never do them all. There is no way to do all the quests. But I can do the quests that matter. The ritual to which you bore witness requires no less than 2 petitioners to summon the spirit of the wood, and they must be one of one mind and one heart. Historically, it has always been blood relatives who were chosen. If you say If what you say is true, and not one but 2 spirits answer their call, it is a sign of disharmony between them. Until we discover its source, attempting the ritual again could prove disastrous. But I fear the others will be forthcoming with information were I to press the subject. For our esteemed guests and ally of Ronka, on the other hand, I believe they would be willing to speak freely. Would you speak with the people of Fano and see if they know aught of any trouble between Pina and Kuina? I can only imagine what might be driving those two apart. Rianda and Siona. In all of Fano, I can think of no one closer. 'Tis little wonder they were chosen to petition the spirit of the wood. In a sense, we consider all her here to be family, but twins are said to have an especially powerful bond, which is why it has been so strange to see them argue in recent days. They have not been the same since the children of Yomuran soldiers breached the border. I do hope they can come to terms with whatever troubles they are facing. I can only imagine what may driving those two apart. Alright. I spoke with Rihanna not long ago. She heard that I was considering leaving Fano and wished to talk. It is a decision not to be made lightly, for we may never return once we leave. But now that you and your companions are here, I feel our duty has been fulfilled. I understand the ruins must be protected from the children, but what difference does one guard make? Fiona shares my feelings on the matter and has also considered leaving. We have done all we can to keep the outside world from knowing of our ways, but in doing so we know nothing of the world beyond our borders. Were you in my position, would you not yearn to know what is out there? I speak with Suina quite often, actually, about our history and duty to the late Emperor. We were once a nomadic people, or so the legends say, but Yix-Maja and her boundless love sought to bless us with a home, and so she appeared before the Emperor Ranka in a dream, and bade him allow us into his kingdom. That is how we found our home and our purpose. Suina is determined to protect both. You have entrusted the temples of Yix-Maja, yes? I can but imagine what wonders they hold. I see. Fina yearns to explore the outside world, and Serena would remain hidden from it. For as long as I can remember, they were inseparable. Fina's mere mirthfulness tempered by Serena's pragmatism. I never realized such difference in principles could divide them so. We have finished with the altar. I gather you have appraised Master Lanel of what happened. We wish to apologize for. There is no need. However, were you to petition the spirits again, I suspect they would answer as they did before. It will not happen again, I swear. Please, say you will let us try again. Yes, let us try with one of our own, and not this outsider. The summoning would have worked if not for her. Enough, Serena. The problem lies not with our guests, but with you and your sister. You have been fighting over the future of Fanao. Is that right? Family is not meant to agree on everything, but fail to respect your differences, and before long you will have no family at all. What would become of Fano if the others shared in your contempt for one another? You are to prepare for another petitioning of the spirits, and I expect you to come to terms before then. If the ritual is to succeed, you must find harmony. I apologize for burdening you further, but may I ask you to accompany them? Of course. We will make this work, I promise. I will leave you to your work then. I fear you have a long day ahead of you. How embarrassing. We do not need your help, but if Master Lenil insists... One sec, sorry. I'll be right back, I have to make a phone call. Alright, I'm back. Yo, once more I appoint you witness to the petition. But before there can be another ceremony, a new set of offerings must be made ready. An oblation of meats and fruits favored by the gods. Might I ask you to help with their preparations? Very good. The three of you together should finish in no time at all. When you have gathered what is required, you are to report back to me at once. I will go ahead and begin searching for the fruits. I suppose I will hunt for the meat, though it will be faster to handle this all myself. I never realized she had grown so cold. She has always been so prideful and committed to protecting our traditions. I understand her reservations about permitting outsiders into our woods, but to be so unwelcoming even to allies of Ranka for whom we have waited all these years, it concerns me greatly. Meanwhile, Rina seems more than willing to be the perfect host, but now I wonder if her enthusiasm is genuine. With what you have learned from the others, perhaps now you can get through to Fia and Serena, convince them to speak of their troubles. Serena is by far the most stubborn of the two. Reach her with your words, and Rina too will open up to you before long. Again, she chooses you as a witness. Well, let's get this over with. We require the meat of blue stags for the offering. 3 stags should supply us with enough. I think you can handle that. I will gather the rest. I am not here to make small talk. Bring me the blue slag meat and I will handle the rest. Well, not bad. Perhaps you are worthy of the others' praise. You were not quite as fast as my bow, though after all my training, I would be surprised if you were. All that training to provide to Fano and to protect the ruins. Growing up, I believed we would always be able to defend these woods on our own, but now... never mind. Would you go check on Fina? I will see if there is else worth hunting. There you are. I take it Serena's turned you away. Well, you are more than welcome here. I am having trouble finding suitable mushrooms for the offering. If you could bring me 3, I would be forever grateful. Do make sure the mushrooms you pick are fully mature. The gods will be offended if our choice of offerings is poor. Were you able to find anything promising? Yes, these will do nicely. Thank you. Never in my wildest dreams did I think I could work alongside one from outside the Great Wood. Yet here we are, and now I cannot help but wonder, what if the future of Fenrir lies beyond our borders? The captain of your Crystarium is Fees. Yes, those who leave our village are never to return, but she is proof they may yet go on to do great things. We could reach out to them, allow them to go freely between here and their new homes, and even establish new settlements. The V's would thrive and the future of Fëanor would be secure. This is how I wish to honor our duty of his eminence, by finding our sisters who left the Great Wood. But that also means leaving behind Serena. Oh, how I wish which you would understand. I think it's time I talked with her. Ah! Serena, she's in trouble. She'll be fine, thank the gods. You, of course, it would be you. And now the beasts are gone. No matter, I will find another. Serena, no, this is all my fault. When she and her comrades first arrived in Fanro, I was elated. Everyone was. It was a chance to learn about the world beyond the Great's Wood. But I never stopped to consider your feelings, what you might think if you left Fano. I have always known of your desire to see the outside world. I have only myself to blame for not voicing my concerns. Times have changed, and with your arrival, the greatest of our duties to the late Emperor have been fulfilled. The ruins still require our protection, but perhaps we can find another way, one that does not require we sacrifice our freedom. It would be selfish of me to deny you your dreams for the sake of tradition. You would not be the first nor the last to leave Fano. No matter where you go, we will always be family. Oh, Serena. She has no intention of abandoning Fano when she leaves. What does she mean by this, sister? You are incredibly talented, and you will make a fine member of the Guard someday. But we are not all suited for such duty. And those that grow fewer and fewer, we need help, sister. The V's who now lead lives beyond the Great Wood. And you would find them for us? Then I would make of Fano a village that welcomes them home with open arms. It is a chance to prosper as we once did before the flood, to ensure we carry on the legacy of our forebears. We must seize it, sister, together. I know not what to say. A word of thanks, perhaps, to our friend here. If not for her, we would still be at odds. Why, you almost sound sincere, sister. If you are done with your jokes, we should be heading back. Glenelly will be worried. It is good to see Serena smiling again. I feel embarrassed to think of how I treated you before. Now that you have the offering, it is time we talked. No need, Master Namlole. FIFA and I are fine. Better than fine. Change has come quickly to Fano, and we allowed it to divide us when we should have embraced it together. We have learned from our mistake and come to understand that though we walk different paths, our goal is the same. That is all that matters in the end. Well, it is certainly good to see you two are back to your old selves. Well, we did have a little help. The ritual is certain to work this time, I know it. It is time, yo. Vienna and I will make ready for the ritual. Meet with us at the Morning Stars when you are ready. Oh yeah, this place. When you are ready. Let us begin. O spirits of the wood, hear us. We seek to renew our vow to the gods of the great wood, for the strength to protect these lands, to be the shield that guards against the accursed light. We demand trial by combat to prove our worth. The Oxcharal, keeper of the winds, to Oxgatorol, keeper of the flames, to Yexloa, bringer of the rain, to Yexnampha, bringer of the harvest. We beseech you, spirits of the wood, hear our prayers and deliver them. A spirit of lightning, a spirit born of wind and rain, whose sparks bring fire, and from the ashes may come a rich harvest. Our prayers will reach, sister, there can be no doubt. In witness to our petition, we task you now with slaying the spirit. Go forth and see our prayers delivered to the heavens. O Excharal, let her be as swift as the wind. Oxgatorol, give her strength of the fiercest flames. It is done. The spirit is slain. You did it. I confess I had my doubts at first, but you performed your duty admirably. Would you go and relay the good news to Master Linnell? We will be along shortly. We will be along as soon as we clear away the offerings. Pray go ahead without us, we will not be long. Vina, Suina, I take it you were successful this time. Yes, Master Linnell, everything is as it should be. Though we see the world through different eyes, it does not change how we feel about the Great Wood. In matters concerning Fano, we are of one heart and one mind. And it is by strength of your kinship that the bees shall be blessed for years to come. As you know all too well, the fulfillment of our duty to the allies of Ranka has necessitated change, and no few of our number feel uncertain of the future. But I believe we have found the answer to our woes, the means by which we may see Fano thrive once more. Fano. For centuries we have trusted none save our own, and that will prove our downfall, for none can survive in this world alone, not even the guardians of Yxmaja. There is much to be gained from opening our doors to the outside world, and your presence in Fano has proven that. On behalf of all the V's, you have our humblest thanks. As for you two, I expect great things of you in the future. Thank you, Master Lanel. We will not disappoint you. Rena has decided to venture out into the world to find more of our fellow V's who might be willing to return home. And Serena has pledged to protect Fano and help make our village a place where they will feel welcome. Two paths to the same goal. Still, I will miss you dearly when you are gone. But I have yet to even decide where I will go, sister. There is still time for us to be together. Okay. Anyway. You must be strong, sister. Yo, you could not have come at a better time. Serena and I have been given leave to explore beyond the borders of Yxmaja. As we know nothing of what lies past the borders of the Great Wood, I suggested she visit somewhere close to home, Slitherborough. For us to go alone would likely incite panic. In your company, however, they might be at ease. I apologize for this abrupt request, but we would be most grateful if you could introduce us to the people there. Then it is settled. We will await you at the Wild Feet near the entrance to Slitherborough. So these are the worshippers of the dark. These, this close to Slitherborough, I don't believe it. Ah. If you know these two, would you mind? We've been expecting you, yo. Your coming was foretold in the Gospel of Quinfort. The great serpent speaks to me once more, of azure flowers, sacred temples, and secrets engraved on an ancient tablet. A calamity is upon us, friend, and our divine protector would see it averted once more. He was hell-bent on coming here, and somehow dragged me along with him, though I wasn't exactly inclined to stay behind, seeing as how his visions have been right before. Do you know anything of this talk of visions and calamities? The calamity, yes, it can be avoided with the guidance of the great serpent. Have you seen it? We do not know this, great serpent, but if it's snakes you seek, you will find them along the banks of Muriel's Regret. Yes, it makes sense it would be near water. After all, it was at Lake Tusai, Makata, that we first met. Oh, great serpent, your servant comes for you. Wait, it's not safe to go alone in these woods. I apologize for his unusual behavior. He means well. Perhaps, but such recklessness can prove fatal. Yo, will you go and make sure they are safe? While you see to them, I will take this one to Fano. I wish I had not come to that. They only meant to protect their home. I am glad to see you are unharmed, great serpent. He refused to leave without that thing. I presume this is the great serpent he was looking for. I beseech you, give me a sign. What calamity would threaten the forest? We should return to Fano to consult Master Lanio. She will know how to handle this. Wait, oh great one. The ground is not fit for you to slither upon. Allow me to carry you. They bring with them 2 guests from Sitherborough. Very well, let us see what they have to say. This is the Great Serpent. A most fortuitous his turn of events. This gift you speak of is not unknown to us. Though it is rare, a child of Fano born with such a gift would be appointed Keeper of Whisperers. It would be most unwise to ignore this vision. Keeper of Whisperers, yes, I rather like that title. He also spoke of a monstrous snake in the lake to the west. Perhaps he meant the legend of La Zatul and its battle with the winged serpent. There are a number of tablets in the Great Pyramid of Anser which tell of such tales. The one we seek may be among them. However, only the Emperor or one of sufficient status may pass through those hallowed halls. As bearer of the seal of Ronka, you have been granted leave to enter. If you would bring me the tablet, I can decipher its writings. Might I accompany her, not in sight of course, but close enough to see the temples I have beheld in my visions? We can escort you, but you must not run off as you did before. Though you cannot read its script, you see the image of a curl is engraved on the tablet. This likely has nothing to do with the Great Serpent. Though you cannot read its script, you see the image of a snake and it is engraved on the tablet. You tuck it away in your clothing for safekeeping. Okay, thank you. Though you can already see it, you see an image of Namazu engraved on the tablet. This likely has nothing in it. Please tell me you found it. While you were away, your friend here inquired about Ranka and the history of the bees. He was thorough in his questioning, perhaps overly so. I didn't let him out of my sight, just as I promised. Sadly, there was nothing I could do to stay his barrage of questions. The tablet you found it. Come, I would know what secrets it hides. Almost done with the quest, I'm gonna call it a stream. Eat some dinner. Give a friend a ride. It's all good. How did you fare in the Great Pyramid? Yes, this is indeed the tablet we were looking for. A moment while I pore over its writings. Thank you for your patience. I have finished deciphering the tablet and its contents were informative. By the Emperor's command, the stone giant Lozatl did clash with the serpent. The battle raged for many days and many nights, and finally, the ancient guardian stood triumphant. The dreaded snake was sealed in an immense jewel, its true name never to be uttered again. The years spent in slumber quells its rage, and the seething ire it once exuded became benign aura. Man came to worship the jewel, and thus the great destroyer became the great protector of the wood. After the great sealing, the emperor commanded the fiercest sentinels to the east to keep guard of the great pyramid of Elksner. To the west he sent his priests who would watch over the slumbering serpent from the covered halls of Dwatal. Together they would protect the empire, and so did it thrive. Alas, in a strange twist of fate, the temple to the west would be submerged beneath the waters of Lake Tusai Mekata. Its priests drowned, lamenting their loss. The great protector thrashed and wriggled within the great jewel, stirring the power of the earth, causing the trees to grow ever thicker, ever greener. And the guards of the pyramid would become guardians of an ever-expanding forest. And the V's have remained here all this time. Incredible. But Master Lanel, were there really protectors other than us in the Great Wood? I cannot say for certain, but this is not the first time I have read such claims in our ancient texts. Can you imagine it? Two tribes protecting the whole of Raktikaka. Even assuming they existed, we would have no way of tracing their lineage, but I do not think these priests are who we were meant to find. But one who shares their gift and reverence for Ranka now stands before us. We would be honored to work alongside you in protecting Raktika and the ruins of Ranka. It would be an honor, but I fear I am not worthy of such a position. It is not a question of worthiness, it matters only that you are willing. And when the time comes, I intend to leave and search for our bee sister who would join us. Perhaps this is the calamity my visions foretold, the plight of your people, the growing reality that Ranka's history may one day be lost to time. And the Great Serpent has chosen me to be your savior, a new keeper of whispers to protect and serve the Great Wood. Speaking of which, where did the snake go? It was here a moment ago. Return to slumber, no doubt, but should the Great Serpent have need of us again, I will be here waiting, listening. If his head weren't in the clouds, he might notice. I don't suppose you'd be willing to take it with you before he comes to his senses. So long as it remains here, I'm afraid he'll be convinced that calamity looms around every corner. Go on, take it. If all that stuff about the Great Serpent is true, we'll still have his visions to warn us of danger. It would seem friends of Fano can be found closer to us than I dared hope. I will consult our chieftainess that we may formalize an alliance with Slitherborough. An alliance, yes, we will protect Raktika as they did in the days of the Empire. Villages of the East and West working together as one. Okay, and that is going to do it for me. Yeah. Let me make sure. The steward's note is not here, which means that I just don't have I don't have a high enough hand of disciple to unlock it. Okay, so I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. And yeah, take care.